Radio. What do we talk about, Kelly?
We talk about everything from entertainment to business and tech, and we have a few laughs in between.
And we dance a lot. In fact, if you want to watch us every day, you can go to AaronandKellyLive.com. That's AaronandKellyLive.com.
Check it out.
All right, so the first two things I think I notice on a person are their eyes and their smile. It really does say a lot about a person. And finding a good dentist that can amplify the smile aspect of it can be tricky. But I would like to introduce you guys to Dr. William Harrison and Andrea Henderson, located in Brentwood. Go ahead and check them out. They do everything from cleaning to restorative and cosmetic dentistry. You can visit them online at www.harrisondds.com, HARRISONDDS.com. I encourage you to give them a call and just get those pearly whites shining pretty.
This is Anthony Sykes, your host for Sykes Accounting and Consulting radio show, where we help small businesses grow and give you tax tips every Tuesday from 6 to 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Catch us here on rantradionetwork.com. Thank you.
This segment has been brought to you by Coco Cafe. It's a cafe latte coconut water with espresso. And I came across this wonderful little drink just recently, and it has to be one of the best things I've ever had. I'm pretty obsessed with cocoa water and espresso, so the thought of it together was a little bit, I wasn't sure what I was going to get, but my gosh, let me tell you, it's super tasty. It's made with natural coconut water, a strong shot of espresso, and a splash of reduced fat milk. You can visit them online for more information at drinkcococafe.com. Once again, I want to thank everyone at Coco Cafe for being a sponsor of this radio show. Thanks so much. Hi everyone, this is A Taste of Dawn. I'm your host, Dawn Garcia, and this is a show about indulging in this crazy thing we call life. Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of A Taste of Dawn Radio. In the studio today, I have Sadie and the Blue-Eyed Devils, and I'm really excited to have you guys in. Before we get to the band, I just want to say that the best part of doing this radio show is I get to pick my bands. I get to come in and pick some of the people that I just think have a tremendous influence in the music world, even if they're just starting out. So when you guys hear their music, just know that this is going to be something you've never gotten to hear very often, or not never, but probably very rarely do you get to hear music quite this clean and fun and happy and just really makes you want to get up and dance and kind of transports you to another time. So I love that aspect of Sadie and the Blue-Eyed Devils. I also want to just say happy week. Next week, of course, is Valentine's Day, which I don't know how I feel about the Hallmark holidays, but but needless to say, I think that there's a lot happening. And once we get to the music, after the music, of course, we're going to kind of talk about some of the things going on. Are your mics on? Do you guys want to say anything? There.
Howdy.
Hi. All right. Ooh, we got the tambourine. All right, you guys. So first, thanks for being here. And oh, yeah, good. Perfect. Thank you, Alan. Thank you so much for being here. And I know you guys are going to play a few songs, and we'll try to get out as many as we can. But just before we start, why don't you tell everybody a little bit about who you are and how Sadie and the Blue-Eyed Devils came to be?
Oh.
I know it's a story.
It's really a story. It's a long one. Well, I kind of think it was destiny that we met each other. It's pretty funny. Anders and I are drummer and sometimes bassist and mandolin player and pretty much jack of all trades. He and I lived across from each other in the same apartment complex but never met. And that was the same summer that I met the girl who ended up introducing us.
How funny.
And then Jasmine, our trumpet player, and our bassist Andrew actually lived in the same tiny desert town without ever meeting each other.
Oh, wow.
And then I happened to be working above kind of a speakeasy.
Uh-huh.
And that's where I played my first show, and they were actually all at that show, but I didn't meet them either.
Oh my gosh.
And we had up to 7 people in the band at one point. But everyone who stuck around was at that show.
Wow.
We found out much later. It kind of blew our minds. So,
so we're doing something right.
Yeah, so it is. You guys are kismet, for sure. That's pretty cool.
We're a happy little family.
And so how long has the band been together?
About a year and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah, just to solidify for it.
And just so you guys know, I'm totally having you play one of my cocktail happy hours at a speakeasy.
We would love to do that.
Houston Brothers, if you're listening, we're doing it at your place.
Cool. Hey, Houston Brothers.
Yeah. So, okay, and then you can introduce everybody in the band if you, like,
Yeah.
I know you did, but if you guys all want to say a little something real quick. I know I don't mean to put you on the spot, but...
Yeah, well, I'm Sarah, and I feel really lucky that everyone has gotten on board and is playing songs that I've written, and I pretty much contribute lyrics, and then I'm just a weirdo. I'm a big nerd. I'm a big literature nerd. And Andrew.
Yeah, hi, I'm Andrew.
Hello.
I play the bass and the guitar, and I do a lot of the dancing on stage.
Nice, nice.
He steals the show every time.
It's hard to steal the show from these three lovely people. But yeah, I wouldn't be making music with anybody else besides these three. So
Nice.
Thanks for having us, Tom.
Absolutely. I'm glad you guys are here.
Hi, I'm Anders.
Hello.
I play the drums, and I'm very shy. So this is Jasmine.
Hi.
She plays the horn.
I'm shy too. We're
Okay.
all a little shy.
That's okay. I know it's probably nice to hide behind the music, right?
Yeah,
You can-
absolutely.
We're all super stoked to be here, though. So thank
No,
you.
I'm really happy to have you guys here. So, I think what we could do is why don't we just go right into a song?
Okay.
Start it off right. So, you guys, anybody who is listening and watching, be prepared to get up out of your seat, move a little bit, feel some happy, and just go back in time a little bit.
This song is dedicated to anybody listening right now.
Very nice. That's all you guys.
And also to the woman I wrote about, I met her in a 7-Eleven parking lot, and we talked for like an hour, and a lot of the lyrics in this song are things that came directly from her mouth, so it doesn't make a lot of logical sense, but it makes a lot of sense, I think, if you've been doing meth for 20 years, as she probably had. It's a little bit intense, but she said some really beautiful things, so this is kind of a character study.
All right.
All right, you guys ready?
Let's do it.
All right. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Those are powerful lyrics.
Thank you.
Yeah, okay, so now I have a question about her.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, those are some genuinely, like, prolific sort of statements that she made. I mean, feeling like she's going to fly away and then not wanting to live that way, but not wanting to die. You know, like, what a horror. I'm assuming that you guys are all from in the LA area.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I grew up here. So I've seen that, and I've had conversations with so many people. Like, I used to go down to Venice I felt like I was so awakened by just talking to some of the people down there and like really hearing their stories. And people have such assumptions about how people get where they get. And 9 times out of 10, it's just like an event. One thing kind of leads them down this path. And but how wonderful. I mean, like, what do you think in meeting that woman? I mean, first of all, how awesome you got to spend an hour just hearing her story. And her version, I'm sure, was all over the place, but that you were able to kind of put it together. That's really cool.
Yeah, I've seen her around a couple times since then, and I definitely have a lot of love for her. At the time, I was actually really sick. I didn't know it. I have type 1 diabetes. I probably had it my whole life. So
wow.
And everyone, like every doctor I talked to, just assumed it was depression. And so, I mean, I was really down at the time, and I really related to what she had to say, you know, in a way. And I definitely didn't want to live that way anymore, you know. And we really connected, even though we've lived really different lives, you know. So yeah, it was a really beautiful story. And she also told me about hanging out with Bobby Kennedy.
Oh, wow.
Which was probably not true, but
in her world, it probably was.
Yeah, she told me back in the day he was really cool. They made a baby out of speed, she said.
Oh, my God. But see, I think that, to me, I mean, that's one of the reasons I write. Because some of my stuff's pretty dark, and a lot of people don't get a chance to see some of that. But I just think there's a lot of truth when you kind of strip away all the BS and all of that, like, we have such a misconception about who people are, and it's very easy to make judgments, especially when you see somebody out on the street or who looks clearly, you know, amped out of their heads. People don't even take the time to find out who they're so afraid of that. So I think it's lovely that, you know, you actually, and you still see her and thank God she's not dead. Yeah. You know, really, I mean, at least you know she's still thriving in some way. Maybe it's her way, but she's still thriving. Yeah. So I think, do we need to take a break? Yeah? Are we okay right now? We're okay. We're okay? Okay. Sorry, I'm like, my thing's timing out. All right. So then I want to ask you guys, you told me how you met a little bit, but kind of how the dynamics of the music were born. And we'll have to stop in the middle of that probably, but it's such a dynamic. Were you guys always into that era of music? Because it kind of spans a little bit between like the 20s and the 40s. It kind of has little elements of different aspects of music and in the history behind the music. So, I mean, Speakeasy is my favorite place to be. I love that whole era. So, but yeah, sorry, I don't mean to keep asking the same question, but yeah, kind of how this particular style of music was born.
I think we all contribute equally to the sound. I know for me anyway, I've always felt really out of place in the modern era. Like, it's funny, every time I'm getting dressed, like, I fully expect to walk out into like an MGM musical in the 40s, you know, and I'm always
love that. I would love my life to be like that. Right? That would be the perfect day right there.
I totally thought that's what my life would be. I mean, we try to make it like that as much as we can, I think. So yeah, I totally fully expected to be, you know, like a chorus girl or something when I grew up. And so I've always loved that kind of stuff. And Andrew's into really different stuff than I am, for the most part.
Well, I try and take as much from all over the world as possible. You know, I listen to psychedelic funk music from Ethiopia and Turkey, but then I'll throw in, you know, some Fats Waller if I can from
some chicha.
And some chicha as well. I'm very rooted to Latin music and like this kind of very almost. I just like the idea of the fusion of like Eastern and Western minds coming together and whatnot. So. A lot of what I do is I just feel off of this guy, and I close my eyes and I feel everybody, and I just kind of play and don't really think too much about it, I guess.
It comes from your soul. And we're going to have to take a quick break, and then we will... I know you don't want to be on the air, but you're going to do it. All right, we'll be right back. We'll be right back. Thanks for tuning in. Once again, this is your host, Dawn Garcia, on ATOD Radio, savoring life one moment at a time.
Hi, I'm Aaron Michael Sanchez.
And I'm Kelly V. Dolan.
And you can listen to us every Thursday at 2 p.m. right here on KCAA Radio. What do we talk about, Kelly?
We talk about everything from entertainment to business and tech, and we have a few laughs in between.
And we dance a whole lot. In fact, if you want to watch us every day, you can go to AaronandKellyLive.com. That's AaronandKellyLive.com.
Check it out.
All right, so the first two things I think I notice on a person are their eyes and their smile. It really does say a lot about a person. And finding a good dentist that can amplify the smile aspect of it can be tricky. But I would like to introduce you guys to Dr. William Harrison and Andrea Henderson, located in Brentwood. Go ahead and check them out. They do everything from cleaning to restorative and cosmetic dentistry. You can visit them online at www.harrisondds.com, HARRISONDDS.com. I encourage you to give them a call and just get those pearly whites shining pretty.
We are the Three Guys every Monday live from 6 to 7 p.m.
You can call us at 855-69 The Three Guys.
It's not the Three Guys. This is why you should turn in, because one has Tourette's, the other one's illiterate.
You really should listen in. You never know what's going to happen.
855-69 Three Guys, Guys, and the number 3, not the.
Faces for radio, voices for the deaf.
Look forward to talking to you.
Hey, I'm audio candy. I don't know about you guys.
Hi, everyone. This is A Taste of Dawn. I'm your host, Dawn Garcia, and this is a show about indulging in this crazy thing we call life. All right, you guys, we are back, and we're going to finish up these thoughts over here because I do want to kind of hear about the musical influence, and then we'll go to another song. So, your turn.
I think. Well, your question was how our music is molded, or like the sound of it, and I think that a lot of the times we have in our head what we want it to sound like, and someone will, come up and say, I want it to sound like this, but in reality, when we actually start playing, it doesn't sound exactly like that, and it kind of like gives birth to some other sound, and I feel like we do have an oldish sound, but we're not, like we don't at the same time, like it's also modern,
Yeah.
And yeah, that definitely comes from everyone's different little bits of what they like.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah, like if we'll say, okay, we want to do a blues song, to me, it doesn't sound blues at all. It doesn't, like, that intention is there at
Right,
first,
right.
but then, like, when we just start doing whatever, then it
Takes its own form.
Yeah, it does,
Exactly.
yeah. So I don't,
No, I love that. I mean, that's like true organic creating, right? I mean, that's. And do you want to? I know you love to be on.
Yeah. I guess like when the four of us get together, like a song starts in at point A, but then kind of what the most exciting part about it is the route that it takes to get to point B. Like we've had a couple of songs that started off with like one arrangement or whatever, and it was polar opposite to what it eventually became.
Right.
And that's
we have a disco song.
Yeah, we have a disco song.
Sweet. All right, we're going to do the disco song.
Yeah, it was awesome. And it started out as like an Andrews Sister type of jam, and it was that's like one of my favorite parts about this the whole process is. And then to get to that, that disco thing or whatever, we went through like 4 other permutations to finally find that thing. And that's the most exciting part about it for me anyway. And
creating on the fly.
Exactly. And then, sorry.
No, that's okay. Go ahead. Finish your thought.
And then, the other part is, like, I've been part of a number of groups that I wasn't really friends with people in it, but like I'm like the 3 people here are like my best friends in the world.
Well, I love that. No, I mean,
And,
it's clear when you guys, I think when a band's got fusion and it actually works well, and it's not just the music that works well, it makes it so much more enjoyable to watch and listen to. You know, like when you know that people actually like each other. Because I mean, we've all seen bands and you're like, they totally are fighting right after this. You know.
Yeah.
So anyways, why don't you guys go ahead on that note and do your next song, and you can tell us a little bit about what you're gonna do.
All right. So we went on our first tour. We raised the cash to make the gas and everything. Did it all without a label and stuff, which we intend to do possibly forever. And we stayed with a lovely guy. We couch surfed all the way, stayed with strangers, named Pablo, and he literally lived across the street from Mexico.
Oh my gosh.
El Paso, Texas.
Yeah, El Paso,
Sweet.
Texas.
But like we could stand on his porch and see
Juarez, Mexico.
It was just separated by a freeway. By the town.
Wow.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
And he had a roommate named Tony, and Tony was talking to Andrew and myself, and at one point we'd been talking about the violence in Juarez, which is just awful. I mean, they're so used to bullets flying, you know, at their college or at their city hall from, you know, Mexico, from gun battles and things like that, and people that, you know, a lot of people will commute to Juarez and vice versa, so they're kind of like one little community, and there's just horrible things happening all the time, and it's almost like they were laughing it off because they have no choice because the media will not cover it. And it's really sad, so we were very disturbed, and then he came out with a gun and asked us if we wanted to hold it. And he was actually a veteran, and he was just talking about, you know, Andrew asked if he had killed anybody, and I was kind of afraid of what was going to happen at that point, but he's just like this big cuddly teddy bear, and he, you know, pretty much said he'd killed a few people probably, and that he didn't care if he went to hell just as long as he was driving the bus.
Wow.
And that was kind of the seed for the song, which is also kind of a character study.
Nice.
Yeah.
And just to show you the kind of guy he is, he's not just some killer, you know.
Right.
Right afterwards, he was like, okay, let's make a margarita out of tin can, like lime juice.
Nice.
It was the best margarita I've had.
It was made with love.
Yeah.
Lots of love.
Yeah, exactly. And bullets.
Yeah. So this is called Juarez.
This one's for you, Tony, if you're listening.
Yes, Tony, I hope you are.
I don't 1, 2, 3, I'm gonna see for myself. If I can find some kind of light at the bottom of the barrel of this 45. The government states maybe be my death. I don't think I wanna take another breath. I'm gonna wait down into that bullet spray. Close my eyes and I'm out the way. Well, it's 4, 5, 6, so the sorrow 6 in my soul. 9, 8, 7, gonna wash my body clean it. I'm off to heaven, well, you know what I mean. Like 1, 2, 3, gonna see for myself. If I can find some kind of light at the bottom of the barrel of this 45.
Yay!
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, I think we got to take a break? 2 more minutes? Okay, so really quick, actually, when you guys were saying that, I wanted to look up the statistics. In Juarez, in 2007 to 2011, over 9,000 people were murdered. It was 8 murders a day in 2010, they averaged. So it's one of the most dangerous cities in the world. So it's gone down, but sadly going down was still almost 1,000 killings last year, which is amazing. And they're murders. They're not like, these are all just violent related, awful murders. So hopefully, there's some media coverage for Juarez right there. So I really hope. I mean, I don't know if you guys got a chance to listen on Tuesday, but I had Sebastian Younger. He was on, who's an amazing war correspondent and writer, and he was just giving some of just what's happening in the world, and it's amazing to me that Mexico is one of those countries that continually goes overlooked.
Yes.
And
it's right next door.
It is. That actually, I'm more scared of what happens in Mexico than I am almost anywhere else in the world. Just because it's very, very, very hard to police.
Exactly.
And I really hope that, sadly, seeing the numbers go down maybe means that it might be trying to get better. But I think bringing some awareness to that situation would be ideal. All right, we have to take a break now.
Okay.
We good? 1 more minute. I just keep pushing my minutes. All right, I got 60 seconds. How much can I get done in 60 seconds? Yeah, so I do think it's pretty amazing. And you guys were like right there. Did you hear gunfire or anything when you were there?
We actually didn't, but there was a parking lot where our host told us there had been a gun battle like a week previous.
Some supermarket, and you could see it across the street. You could just see like firecrackers going off.
Oh my gosh, that's nuts.
And every single person we met knew somebody who had been kidnapped or murdered or both.
Well, funny enough, as we were leaving, the day or two before we left, on our way back, his girlfriend, she was going to go on a vacation and she couldn't go because her family was just received a bunch of threats and we're getting like extorted and we're asking for a bunch of money, and if you don't get the money, we're going to
kill your grandma.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
That's what they
Wow.
said.
Her grandma owned a business, like a small business. She wasn't rich.
No.
It's funny. I actually have a lot of listeners and readers for the magazine that actually come from Mexico, a lot of Latin America. And sometimes I think that they're ready for a change. I think they need to know that there's a better life. And I think it's possible there. There's so many beautiful parts of Mexico that just... the food alone, it's not what we see. It's not like refried beans and lard. That's just one part of it. There's some of the most... I've had some of the tastiest coastal Mexican cuisine that I've ever had in my life, and it's all from the coast. All right, we got to take a quick break, you guys. So we'll be back in 2 minutes. All right. Thanks for tuning in. Once again, this is your host, Dawn Garcia, on ATOD Radio, savoring life 1 moment at a time.
Hi, I'm Aaron Michael Sanchez.
And I'm Kelly V. Dolan.
And you can listen to us every Thursday at 2 p.m. right here on KCAA Radio. What do we talk about, Kelly?
We talk about everything from entertainment to business and tech, and we have a few laughs in between.
And we dance a whole lot. In fact, if you want to watch us every day, you can go to AaronandKellyLive.com. That's AaronandKellyLive.com.
Check it out.
This is Anthony Sykes, your host for Sykes Accounting and Consulting Radio Show, where we help small businesses grow and give you tax tips every Tuesday from 6 to 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Catch us here on rantradionetwork.com. Thank you.
All right, so the first two things I think I notice on a person are their eyes and their smile. It really does say a lot about a person. And finding a good dentist that can amplify the smile aspect of it can be tricky. But I would like to introduce you guys to Dr. William Harrison and Andrea Henderson, located in Brentwood. Go ahead and check them out. They do everything from cleaning to restorative and cosmetic dentistry. You can visit them online at www.harrisondds.com, HARRISONDDS.com. I encourage you to give them a call and just get those pearly whites shining pretty.
We are the Three Guys every Monday live from 6 to 7 p.m.
You can call us at 855-69 The Three Guys.
It's not the Three Guys. This is why you should turn in, because one has Tourette's, the other one's illiterate.
You really should listen in. You never know what's going to happen.
855-69-3-GUYS, G-U-Y-S, and the number 3, not the.
Faces for radio, voices for the deaf.
Look forward to talking to you.
Hey, I'm audio candy. I don't know about you guys.
Hi, everyone. This is A Taste of Dawn. I'm your host, Dawn Garcia, and this is a show about indulging in this crazy thing we call life. All right, you guys, we are back and we are live. And really interesting, actually. We were just talking during the break just about some of the things that have happened, and the Wara statistic was really staggering to me. But I don't want to get too political because I know we just came off of a very political show on Tuesday. But, you know, there's a lot of my listeners, like I said, are from Latin America, and I do really think that there's a movement that's happening, you know, with a lot of the younger generations, people who just want things to change and don't want so much corruption. And but I do think that we need things like the arts, the music, the release, you know, all this food that's coming out, all these great chefs, all this amazing, like there's such an influx of really distinct music, like your guys' music, you know, and it really does allow people to find some simple beauty in things that we all need to escape, you know. So I have to say, on that side of things creatively, like I just really appreciate that you create this kind of music and that you give people an opportunity to experience something very different, you know, and allow them the opportunity to feel sort of a different kind of liberation. So yeah,
Thank you for giving us an outlet.
Absolutely. So anybody who's listening, KCRW, you need to have them on. But yeah, I'll let you guys do your next song if you want to introduce the next one.
All right. This is actually a happy song, I
promise.
Yay. Yeah, this is kind of... I have a few songs about dating poets, I guess. I gravitate towards them, and, like, I don't know if you've ever had a guy hit on you by saying, you know, usually, like... basically I hate women, or women are all stupid, or whatever, but you're really awesome.
Right.
But thanks a lot.
The undercut.
That's a compliment, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, this is, I was dating this poet, and he was definitely misogynist, and I don't know why I put up with it for so long. So this goes out to him. If he's listening, he knows who he is, and I hope this is fun for everyone to hear.
Nice.
Oh my gosh. You guys ready?
Yeah. I'll meet you on the roof with something 40 proof. I'll be the one with the big sad eyes and nothing but a heart to lose. I'll be me and you be you, 'cause there's nothing else to do. Maybe I'll be you and you be me, just as long as I can have some of your company. 'Cause I'm nobody's baby and you ain't nobody's fool. I've been saving up all these peaches, sweetie, just to give them all to you. You could be Miller Henry, I'll be Mansfield Jr., but yet I'll be Henry, and you be Junior. We can make love in your little room. You could be Dostoevsky, and I could be your secretary. I bet yet I'll play the genius, even though you got the penis, and you will be my czar. wanna make like Kerouac. I'll head out on some freight train bound through some other's lonely town, 'cause your lover makes me sicker than that old corn liquor, and my heart is 100 proof. 'Cause I've been saving up all these beaches so long just to give them all to you.
Definitely one of my favorite songs. I love that song. That's the first song that I ever heard to introduce you. All right, so before we go on to the next part of my show, is there anything, you guys have any upcoming gigs that you've got booked right now? Or
this Saturday in Echo Park at Rafa's Lounge to celebrate our lovely friend Andres' birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
We're playing with some of our favorite bands.
Yeah, some really great music, local, homegrown music that if you definitely do not want to miss out on.
Okay, and the name of it again?
Rafa's Lounge.
Rafa's Lounge. All right, you guys, I will put that up on Facebook as well. And is it on your Facebook page?
If it's not now, then it will be later today.
Okay, and that's the other thing is you guys can find Sadie and the Blue-Eyed Devils. I have to say it like that every time. Let me just pull it up. So it's spelled out Sadie, S-A-D-I-E, and is spelled out the Blue-Eyed Devils. So please, Facebook.com, obviously, / Sadie and the Blue-Eyed Devils. Please go. They got their 700th like today. So help them get to 5,000 quickly. And make sure you guys visit them. And also, it's Sadie and the Blue-Eyed Devils.bandcamp.com, right?
Yep. And just SadieandTheBlueEyedDevils.com.
Oh, good.
We've got a website.
All right. Very nice. Very nice. All right. So anything else you guys want to add?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you very
And you guys are welcome to sit while I do this part. We're going to have a break in like 5 more minutes here. And then I do want to just say thank you, though. Seriously, it was really fun. And for those of you who don't know, I had an event planned at Shangri-La last September that got canceled because everything was just taking too long to come together. So they will be at one of my events. So just stay very, very, very tuned in, and we will make sure that you guys are at something. And I do think that you need to check out Pourvu, because Pourvu is a speakeasy, and it's like right across from Gower Studios, and it's an amazing little spot. It's kind of a hidden gem. And the other one, what was the other one that you said?
Villain's Tavern.
Villain's Tavern.
Oh, we actually got told about that place.
Well, there you go. So
somebody else told us
you've
about
heard it here again.
Yes.
All right. So actually, Alan, are we all set? Because I'm going to go ahead and move. Hello. There's my producer / manager / guy that makes everything in the world possible for me right now. Arvin and Alan, by the way, in the booth, greatest man who just makes my life easier. So I kind of wanted to talk about leading into that. Actually, is I know you guys didn't get to play the piano bar. Are you going to reschedule that before I?
Yeah, that's in the works. That's in talks.
So Sadie's sick. Just so you guys know, singers do get sick. All right, so that's kind of on that note of having really happy music and having such a heavy show on Tuesday. I just want to encourage you guys to kind of listeners, and you guys too, but just to really take a chance and opportunity to go visit the magazine, atodmagazine.com, and there's so many great things happening out there. And I actually was able to, which I didn't really get to touch on it the other day, but I got to go see the opening night of Noel Coward's Fallen Angels, which was one of the funniest and most brilliant plays that I have seen to date. And I'm actually going to have some of the cast on next week, so I'm really excited to have them on. It was just hysterical, this wonderful little tale of these two women. And I think it takes place in the 20s, 30s. It's kind of like on the end of the 20s, early 30s. These two women who, before they were married, found one another because they had both had an affair with the same man. And they're married now, and they just were contacted by Maurizio, this wonderful, beautiful Italian man. And they don't know what to do because they're married now, and they really both are craving this wonderful, sexy man. And then, of course, they have this wonderful maid, and I have to get all that information really, really quick so I can give you all the names. This is where I need you, Alexis. Hold on one second so I can get everything correct. All right, so you didn't get to see it, but actually it stars Mary Pat Green, who you just saw. She was the maid. She plays Saunders, who is hysterical because she's got that like, yes, mom, that real crikey British accent. She's really, really, really a little bit rough around the edges, and it's just so much fun to listen to her. And she has a huge presence. And then, of course, it stars Pamela Gray, who plays Julia, and Katie McNichol, who plays Jane. There's a great cast, Mike Ryan and Lauren Lester and Elijah Alexander, who makes a very brief appearance as Moritz. But anyways, it's just it was really, really well done. And it was the physical comedy that I was blown away by. It's something that you very rarely get to see on stage. But it was such a great story. The best part is these women were drinking so heavily. They're just bubbles, like it just keeps pouring and going. And so to see them gradually become highly intoxicated, and it's just the banter between the two of them, and as women we're super emotional, so when we drink it's not any better. So it's just like this constant wave of everything from they start out very serious and concerned, and then they start daydreaming and having these like wonderful little fantasies about this wonderful man that they had an affair with, and then they're talking about how awful it is that they're having these thoughts because they're supposed to be happily married, but they're like in passionless marriages now, and what do they do and how do they get the passion back? And it kind of goes and runs this course of this great just tale of what happens in relationships, regardless of what era you're from. How I think we all have the best intentions, and then everybody gets a little lazy and a little bit bored, and what we have to do to keep things exciting. So I was really honored to be able to attend the opening night, and thanks to Joel for that. I also want to say before we take a quick break, is on Friday I'm going to an anti-Valentine's Day play, and I'm really excited about it, to be honest. It is called Love Bites, and if I can pull that up, sorry, I have like a stack of papers here. So Love Bites it's going to be at the Elephant Theater Company in Santa Monica. So if you can, please buy tickets. I do want to say really quick before I completely lose sight of Fallen Angels. Fallen Angels is actually playing at the Pasadena Playhouse, which is one of my favorite theaters. And tickets are on sale through the 24th, I believe. I will have to just double check on that date. But Love Bites opens on Friday, and it's going to be for 4 weeks only. It's an anti-Valentine's Day event on Valentine's Day as well. So if you feel like getting a little, just be okay with the fact that you're not all mushy and want chocolate and, buying into the Hallmark holiday, then that would be the play to go to. It's written by, let's see if I can find that, but it's actually David Fofi and Lindsay Alba, who are the writers of the play. Oh, do we have to take a break now? We're all set. I can hear the jingle in the back. Thank you, Alan. Okay, so we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, I will talk about that. And then I also really want to touch on what we're going to do this weekend. There's some really fun stuff happening, places to go get drinks, things to do, and then I want to talk about some food. Okay, bye, you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Once again, this is your host, Dawn Garcia, on ATOD Radio, savoring life one moment at a time. All right, so the first two things I think I notice on a person are their eyes and their smile. It really does say a lot about a person. And finding a good dentist that can amplify the smile aspect of it can be tricky. But I would like to introduce you guys to Dr. William Harrison and Andrea Henderson, located in Brentwood. Go ahead and check them out. They do everything from cleaning to restorative and cosmetic dentistry. You can visit them online at www.harrisondds.com, HARRISONDDS.com. I encourage you to give them a call and just get those pearly whites shining pretty.
This is Anthony Sykes, your host for Sykes Accounting and Consulting Radio Show, where we help small businesses grow and give you tax tips every Tuesday from 6 to 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Catch us here on rantradionetwork.com. Thank you.
We are the Three Guys every Monday live from 6 to 7 p.m.
You can call us at 855-69-THE-3-GUYS.
It's not the Three Guys. This is why you should turn in, because one has Tourette's, the other one's illiterate.
You really should listen in. You never know what's going to happen.
855-69-3-GUYS, G-U-Y-S, and the number 3, not the.
Faces for radio, voices for the deaf.
Look forward to talking to you.
Hey, I'm audio candy. I don't know about you guys.
This segment has been brought to you by Coco Cafe. It's a cafe latte coconut water with espresso. And I came across this wonderful little drink just recently, and it has to be one of the best things I've ever had. I'm pretty obsessed with cocoa water and espresso, so the thought of it together was a little bit, I wasn't sure what I was going to get, but my gosh, let me tell you, it's super tasty. It's made with natural coconut water, a strong shot of espresso, and a splash of reduced fat milk. You can visit them online for more information at drinkcococafe.com. Once again, I want to thank everyone at Coco Cafe for being a sponsor of this radio show. Thanks so much. Hi everyone, this is A Taste of Dawn. I'm your host, Dawn Garcia, and this is a show about indulging in this crazy thing we call life. All right, you guys, we are back. Oh, I can hear the music really loud. Sorry. All right, there we go. So I wanted to just kind of talk about, there's some really cool stuff happening. I am a big fan of Steve Geary and Crowbar in Corona Del Mar. And if I can find these events, there's actually a really nice event happening tonight at Crowbar. He always has something going on in terms of like a DJ or some good music, or I mean, just music in the background, but they always have some kind of themed event. So tonight is the Thursday session at Crowbar and Kitchen. It's in Corona Del Mar. If you get a chance to go, please do. Let's see, the DJs tonight are Sun DJs, Trust and Collaborate. Oh, so that's just the PR company. But if you get a chance, please go, because it's always really a good time, and it's super packed, and just a really interesting group of people, especially for the Orange County area. Also, opening in Irvine is something called Love and Whiskey. It looks like it's a whiskey bar, which that's probably a welcome change, actually, to the entire area, because they need a little more fun stuff. My favorite places in Orange County are the Camp, the SoCo Collective, the Lab. And this is, let's see, I don't actually know. It's in Irvine, so it's off of Michelson on Park Place. So if you get a chance, check out Love and Whiskey. And let's see if there's anything else that I want to mention. Like I said, Friday I'm going to see Love Bites, and I'm really looking forward to reporting on that. I do want to quickly touch back to the premiere that I went to on Monday night for Charlie Sheen's new movie and Roman Coppola's new movie called A Glimpse Inside the Mind of Charles Swan III. It's totally fine. No, it's okay. So if you guys hear noise in the background, they're packing up. But it was really an interesting movie, and the more time that's passed since I've seen it, the more I can't stop thinking about it. I think it's going to be a change for Charlie Sheen, and just seeing him in another light. I know he's got Anger Management now on the air with his dad, Martin Sheen, but if you get a chance, make sure you see the movie. I'm not entirely sure. It's kind of limited release right now, but if you get a chance, please look up Inside. Oh, thanks, Alan. Inside the Mind of Charles Swan III, and you'll laugh, and there is actually a couple moments where you feel a little choked up. So it's just a really different kind of film for me to see of Romans. It's got that same quirky, weird fantasy reality toggle, which I actually love, because I think it's kind of nice sometimes to just have total escapism. But really look for this movie. It's going to be something that I think is just going to kind of change things for Roman Coppola in general. And also, there's a Mardi Gras festival going on in Long Beach. So let's go ahead and see when that is. That's actually this Saturday at 1. So if you get a chance to go, do go to, I'm trying to think of where it is. If you just go to lbmardigras.com, you can get more information. It's going to be at Shoreline Village in Long Beach. So check that out. It starts at 1 o'clock. Also, I just want to talk a little bit, because I had some really good food yesterday. I was in Santa Monica. I went to the market and went to Make, and they had some raw vegan cuisine there, and I'd never eaten that before. The only other cuisine that I've had like that was at Planet Raw in Santa Monica and in Beverly Hills, I think, too. And it was really, really good, I have to say, and it was beautiful. It was presented so beautifully. So if you get a chance, just check out that whole area. I grew up in Santa Monica, so seeing how much it's changed and expanded, some of it I absolutely love, some of it I'm not entirely sold on. But the Make. So I had these kelp noodles, which I wasn't entirely sure about either, but they have fresh basil leaves in it, and they're made with this peppercorn, so it was a little spicy, and it had so much flavor, and I'm pretty impressed with that, because I'm though I eat very healthy, the whole raw movement, I don't think I could do that on a regular basis because I like bacon too much. But so check out the market if you get a chance in Santa Monica. It's Santa Monica Place. So it's right at the end of 3rd Street Promenade. And the other thing I want to say is just go exploring. Go have some fun this weekend. Like really just dig deep and find some cool spots. And if you're in downtown, check out Eat Drink Americana. Go to Kanya Rum Bar. Church and State. Jeremy Berlin is a great chef and just a cool guy. And really just have some fun and go see my guy Chris over at the Pattern Bar off of 6th. It is such a fun place, and on the weekends that place is packed. So it's all Spanish tapas style plates, and again, lots of flavor, and it was just a lot of fun. So last night too, I kind of discovered, thanks to a friend of mine, Bodega Wine Bar in Santa Monica. And the beauty of Bodega Wine Bar is, for one, it's just really, really like cool ambiance. But you would never know what it is from the outside, which is another reason I love kind of the face of clubs and wine bars and restaurants these days, is some of them are so incognito, and it's kind of a fun adventure to find them. But they had this gluten-free pizza that was amazing. And during happy hour, they have $20 bottles of wine. So worth going, just sitting down and relaxing and kind of enjoying the rest of your night. So maybe we'll do something there. I'd love to do a tasting over at Bodega. So if you're listening, Bodega, that would be fun. The other thing is I'm just working on planning some events. I kind of wanted today to be a little bit light and just have some fun with the music and really just get back to some of the roots of A Taste of Dawn and what that all means. I think ideally we really just need to spend some time getting out. The other thing I wanted to touch on really fast, because I just haven't in a little while, is going to museums. LA County Museum, the Stanley Kubrick exhibit is still on for the rest of I think it's through April, but I don't know if it's April or the end of February. I'll have to go check. But if you do get a chance, please go to the LA County Museum. And every Sunday, okay, thank you so much, you guys. We're going to say goodbye. Oh, okay, perfect. Okay. But really, if you get a chance, LA County Museum, I want to say it might be the second Sunday of every month. They have free family day. So they always have some really cool, fun event. So for people like me who are parents and just want something to do that's not going to cost an arm and a leg and is really fun, go check out LA County Museum of Art. And that's lacma.org. That's kind of really my thing, is I think I need to have a really light weekend. So even though I'm going to a great play on Friday, I plan on finding some great bars in the Santa Monica area. So if there's something that you want to tell me about that I may not know about, I am game to go. If anybody wants to actually meet for drinks at the end of the night, go ahead and message me on A Taste of Dawn at Facebook. So, or you can go to atodmagazine.com and send me an email. You can also text me at 213-537-ATOD. Don't forget to find me on Twitter at A Taste of Dawn. And yeah, that's it. I'm excited because I've seen so much activity lately, and it just means a lot to me that you guys let me do what I do. So, just getting to share all these cool things about new bars that I've discovered and great museums and small galleries and these bands like Sadie and the Blue Eye Devils. And I have Passy and Katana coming on Tuesday, which is very cool music. It's very Gypsy Kings flamenco oriented. And then, of course, on Valentine's Day, I'm really excited to have Shauna Halligan here from Bittersweet. She's just a force, and her music is so sexy and provocative and just beautiful. So when you get a chance, go check them out online as well. So look up Shauna, Shana Halligan, and I'm really excited. So thanks to Ocean Park Music Group for making that possible. What else was I going to say? Let's see. My brain is, I'm winding down. But if you really want to do something different and you're bored, I suggest dressing up. Get yourself dolled up. So girls, I'm not talking about scandalous. I'm talking about wear something really pretty. Do your hair, do some red lips, do something that's just kind of like a real sexy woman. Like think Nina Simone, think Rita Hayworth, Josephine Baker. Like really go all out. And guys, dress up. You don't need to wear jeans all the time. Put some nice pants on. Put a nice shirt on. Get yourself, looking dapper. Trust me, the girls appreciate it, and they'll be all over you. So just word to the wise, we do appreciate a man that takes care of himself. So what else was I going to say? I do want to thank all of you who go to A Taste of Dawn, because I am almost at 13,500 likes, which is unbelievable. So to the 13,468 of you that have liked the page and interact with me on a regular basis and send me emails, you inspire me to keep doing what I'm doing, and I just appreciate it more than you could possibly know. And Twitter is at 11,500, which is remarkable. So I actually want to thank Larry on the air for everything that he does to make Twitter possible, and Arvin. I'm grateful for the opportunity to have a voice. And while sometimes my voice is light and airy and sometimes it's heavy, you know, whatever it is, I just want to say thanks because it means a lot to me. I also want to say that I'm hoping next week I will be introducing a new segment on Thursdays, which is all related to fitness and health, thanks to Corey Beasley. He trains, I mentioned him before, but he trains UFC and MMA fighters, and he is just an excellent trainer. Like, he really got me in shape when I was at the gym at Innovative Results. So go check that out. It's in Costa Mesa. And then, of course, I have Trends Tuesday, which I totally didn't get a chance to touch on this last week because it just was a really packed Tuesday. But Trends Tuesday, thanks to Allie Levine of Allie Levine Designs. It might be Allie Levine. You're going to have to tell me, Allie. But she talks about April Marin clothing. So check it out. It's kind of a fun, free, I don't know. It's got these little jackets and ponchos. They just have these fun, airy styles to them that just make something that you want to throw over a lot more playful and a lot less boring. So thank you to April Marin for that. Other than that, I just kind of want to say that I would love to start talking to more chefs. I want to get back to some of these crazy inventions and this wonderful evolution in the world of fare. So I'm going to be having some more of that on. Like I said, next week we've got some musical guests coming, and I'm really excited about that. But I'm also going to have a few chefs on, including Cynthia Presser, who was she was one of the those who tried out for the taste, and there's a group of those amazing chefs and cooks out there. So I'm hoping to have Cynthia on and Renee, and I'm hoping Andreas will let me talk about that a little bit. But needless to say, I just want to say that there's a big world out there. You need to go explore it, have some fun, and really start saving up, because we are going to southern Italy in July, you guys, and I'm talking really experiencing the culture, the food, the wine, as much great food and pasta as you can possibly have and drink, and just easy. Like, we're just going to have easy living for a week. And then the following week, I'm actually going to be doing a writing workshop, a creative workshop. So those of you who just want to expand your writing skills and just try to find your voice, there is really no better place to do that than in the most beautiful place in the world, or one of the most beautiful places in the world, which is southern Italy. So, so that's it. So I kind of want to put that all out there and just thank you again for tuning in and listening, and pass the word on, you guys. We need as many people to call in as possible. You're all so shy, but just talk to me. You don't have to know anything about anything that I'm talking about. Just talk to me if you want to have some good conversation, change things up. Call me. All right, you guys, have a great rest of your week and a fantastic weekend, and I will see you next Tuesday. Thanks for tuning in. Once again, this is your host, Dawn Garcia, on ATOD Radio, savoring life one moment at a time. Welcome, everybody. I'm Dawn Garcia of ATOD Magazine, and this is my brand new show, A Taste of Dawn, where we'll talk about everything related to savoring life. You can catch me on rantradionetwork.com every Tuesday and Thursday from noon to 1, where we're going to discuss food and wine, arts and entertainment, music, travel, leisure, and anything in between.